World War II was the deadliest war in human history. It began in 1939 and lasted until 1945. But the question is, why did this war start? In today's video, we will look at the main causes that pushed the world back into another global conflict. After World War I, Germany was forced to sign the Treaty of Versailles in 1919. This treaty was extremely harsh. Germany had to pay huge reparations, lost important territories, and its army was reduced to only 100,000 soldiers. The country was also banned from having submarines and an air force. This humiliation created deep anger among the German people. That anger later gave power to extremist leaders like Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler used Germany's frustration to his advantage. In the 1930s, he rose to power with the Nazi Party. He promised to break the Treaty of Versailles, rebuild the military, and make Germany powerful again. Through passionate speeches and aggressive ideas, Hitler inspired millions. Soon he started preparing Germany for war. In 1929, the world faced a huge economic crisis, known as the Great Depression. Millions of people lost their jobs, banks collapsed, and poverty spread everywhere. In Germany, unemployment reached nearly 6 million. In such conditions, people turned to strong leaders who promised quick solutions. This helped Hitler in Germany, Mussolini in Italy, and military leaders in Japan gained massive support. After World War I, the League of Nations was created to keep peace, but it was very weak. When Japan invaded Manchuria in 1931, the League did nothing. When Italy attacked Ethiopia in 1935, again it failed. Even when Germany rebuilt its army against the treaty, the League only protested with words. This weakness encouraged aggressive nations to continue expanding. After the First World War, many nations were still recovering, but Germany, Italy, and Japan had different plans. Germany, under Adolf Hitler, wanted more land and resources, a policy called Lebensraum, meaning living space. In 1936, German troops marched into the Rhineland. 2 years later, in 1938, Hitler annexed Austria, and soon after, he demanded parts of Czechoslovakia. Each move went unchallenged, giving him more confidence. Meanwhile, in Africa, Mussolini's Italy invaded Ethiopia, dreaming of rebuilding the ancient Roman Empire. In Asia, Japan had already taken Manchuria in 1931 and now pushed deeper into China, spreading war across the continent. These aggressive expansions by the Axis powers, Germany, Italy, and Japan, set the stage for a global conflict that the world could no longer ignore. So the causes of World War II were not just one or two. They were many and deeply connected. After the First World War, the Treaty of Versailles left Germany humiliated and broken. The people were angry, their pride shattered, and they wanted revenge. Then came the Great Depression. In 1929, millions lost their jobs, banks collapsed, and poverty spread. In such chaos, strong leaders like Hitler, Mussolini, and Japan's rulers rose to power, promising to rebuild their nations and restore pride. Meanwhile, the League of Nations was created to keep peace, but failed again and again. When Japan invaded Manchuria in 1931, it did nothing. When Italy attacked Ethiopia in 1935, it stayed silent. Even when Germany rebuilt its army, the League only protested. These failures made the world unstable. Germany rearmed and became bold. Hitler wanted to unite all German-speaking people under one empire. Many supported him, believing he was bringing back national pride and power after years of humiliation. By the late 1930s, Germany had taken back the Rhineland, annexed Austria, and demanded parts of Czechoslovakia. Britain and France tried to stop war through appeasement, giving in to Hitler's demands, but he continued to push further. On September 1st, 1939, Germany invaded Poland. 2 days later, Britain and France declared war. The world was again in chaos. The Second World War had begun. Cities burned, civilians suffered, and a new global conflict changed history forever. In the next video, we'll explore the major battles, strategies, and turning points of World War II, from the Blitzkrieg to the fall of Berlin. Stay tuned and subscribe for more stories from the most devastating war in human history.